What is happening, all you amazing pond aficionados and pond super freaks? Welcome to the Pond Digger Podcast. Today, I have a titan of aquatic plants on the podcast today. I literally have some goosebumps right now. I'm super excited. I got Dustin from Dustin's Fish Tanks live in the show with us. Before I jump into the content that we're going to share with you today, I'm going to talk deep about his history and about his 7-year-old self, his 50-year-old self. He ain't even 50 yet, but he's got the sarcasm and wit of a 50-year-old man who's been dragged through this shit, man. And also, he has the wisdom of an 80-year-old man. He probably doesn't know what I'm talking about yet, but I'm going to share with you where that comes from in the way I described him. Just so everyone understands our podcast, at the Pond Digger, we throw out 2 forms of content. So when you jump on here, you know what you're getting yourself into. So once a week, we're putting out some contractor entrepreneur-based information, which I definitely probably going to get him on that contractor side one day. Today, we're going to focus on aquatics, but we do a weekly for contractors trying to become the best version of themselves, entrepreneurs looking to grow their businesses and their communities and that kind of stuff, because I myself is on a personal journey to be the best version of myself. And I believe that if we have better contractors and entrepreneurs in the world becomes a better place. And then the second form of content that we share out there is all about my journey with aquatics, fish tanks, ponds, aquariums, all that fun stuff. Deep dive from loaches, like we're going to talk about the golden loach today, from loaches to ducks and turtles in your pond. So that's pretty much the format we go on. I'm not even going to bore you with any other stuff about the podcast because I have Dustin for limited time today. Welcome, my dude.
What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great. We haven't talked in a long time, man. You're like on an island of you're like your own person.
I sometimes I feel like I am on an island, man. So thanks for, I don't know, are you joining my island? Did I leave the island to come to you? Like, where am I? What am I? No, yeah,
that's a good question.
I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be like, talking to somebody else, man. I mean, I set a goal earlier this year to do more podcasts and be more out there and everything, and I'm really just like a go person. So thanks for pinning me down and to kind of get this going, because it is something that I've wanted to do and be more out there and be a little bit more collaborative.
Yeah, man, you're vibing so hard. I know you probably running and gunning all the time, and so I think that's important for people to realize, how busy we get sometimes. And like, we'd like to be more involved and have collaborations, but sometimes it's not easy. It's not.
Yeah, man. And you gotta stay focused on, I heard the intro of your contractor stuff, man. You got to stay focused on your goals too. Like I got stuff that I gotta there's things I gotta go. I gotta do, I gotta get done. And these are like, these are, if it's not a big yes, it's a no, so there's a lot of things that just get put aside. But this is something that I've definitely wanted to do, became a big yes. But I think people, focusing on what they want and going after that, and it works.
So I want to talk a little bit about the history of like when you were a boy, because like, bro, how old are you right now? How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
Oh God, here we
go. Yeah, right. You want to go? You want to go? Let's go. How old?
33.
33. Oh wow, I feel good. You're just being nice today, dude. I'm 42. I'm 42 years young, bro.
Good. That's fantastic.
42. Cool. 42.
So I wanted to err on the side of young to give you flattery, because you're my guest. But anyways,
let's start with flattery.
Okay, so you're 42 years young. Well, this is 42. What's cool. When I see you like talk about fish and aquatics and stuff, I literally see a 7-year-old kid, man. I saw you on some of your videos. You walk up, I'm like, this guy still loves the shit. It's hard to do. It's hard to be running a business, but there's a 7-year-old boy in that mother when he walks up to that freaking pond, man.
Right. And so I got a lot to say about being 7 and doing stuff when you're 7. So you do it,
because we want to know how it started.
Well, all right. So how it started, we'll go dirty, man. We'll go deep. So when I was a kid, my old man had in the laundry room, we had a 10-gallon tank with green gravel, had the no fishing sign, had the little snorkel dude. And apparently we had goldfish. And apparently when doubloon, the goldfish, died, I was a mess. I was a hot mess. Right. So I don't recall being a mess, but apparently I was like, my dad was like, you weren't right. So I was really into goldfish. Had the little like bubble heater, bubble thing in the corner, the whole deal. And I remember being infatuated with that. Like I remember thinking that was rad. I used to hold the door for my dad while he carried the 10-gallon out into the garage, dumped everything out, dumped the whole tank out, scrubbed the gravel, cleaned the gravel with hot water, filled it back up with water, and threw the fish in. Like, that was how you did a water change. Like, that was just, it's not how you do it, but that's how we did it, right? So I had that, but then like I had this kid that lived, so goldfish bowls. I've always liked fishing and stuff. And so when I was like, let's see here, probably, let's just say 12. This is a very pivotal age. I want to stay here for a minute. This kid up the street, I haven't spoken to him in forever. Probably don't know who it is. It's David Brindle. This cat had a, he was like, we were 12. He had a 10-gallon tank in his room. And I was just like, I got to have one of those. Like, I went to his place. I was like, what? Like, he had this little 10-gallon, like a bunch of random fish, crappy little light, but just like, this dude had fish. And that was like the main vein, like, for me. I was like, all right, I gotta get, what do I gotta do? Right. So I had like, it went from, I had a 10-gallon with tons of goldfish. Then I got a huge tank. I remember where I was standing when I put the 29-gallon tank in my mom's shopping cart, like at 12, like, just like, it was I remember looking in the shopping cart and being like, it was the biggest tank that Myers sold. And I looked at it and I was just like, I have the biggest tank that you could get.
I'm a god. I'm
like,
literally a god right now.
I was like, there's no bigger tank than this. Like, I have climbed the top of the mountain. I'm 12. I've got a 29-gallon brand new tank in here. Like, this is amazing. Like, this is like what I'm like, I'm it's alpha, right? Like, this doesn't get better than this.
Yeah.
And I had that. I worked at the Pet Supplies Plus. The day I turned 15, I would go there. I would wear them out, bro. I was there. Like, it came back as some karma to me now with the fish tank thing, but like, I would wear them out. Like, I was there all the time, wanting a new fish. What day do you get fishing? Cool, I'm there. Like, the last thing they want to do is deal with a 14-year-old kid when they're unboxing fish. And I was like that kid in there, just all over them all the time. And the day I turned 16, I got a job there. And it was just, it snowballed. At my room as a kid had the 29. I probably still have that tank, by the way. The 29, a 40 tall, so two 20 long stacked, a 15, and I think another 20 long. And then I had like a 20 long in the bathroom, and I had snakeheads in there. And
nice.
They jumped out and went down the drain. So
oh shit.
Yeah, well, that's what they do, man. Apparently it's all invasive and bad news now. But anyway, so I was just in it. And you talk about the 7-year-old, the boy that you see when you see me look at something. Like, I feel just as a core thing in my life, and I try to hit this to people too, is like that age of 12, and I'm staying around 12 because that's like pre-chicks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, if you can do the stuff, whatever it is, whether it's fish tank, ponds, whatever, if you can do the stuff that you like love doing at 12, 13, 14 years old as an adult, it's probably gonna make you happy. Like what you did before you're into getting chicks and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, so for me, that's like obviously aquariums, right? Just duh. Like I used to love BMX bikes. I could still get on like a BMX bike and do like tricks, like love that. Snowboarding is one of those things. When I was like 15 and 16, I used to love working on cars. I still love working on cars. So like anything, hiking, that kind of, so anything that you were like really passionate about at a young age, like, and to me, it's the point is like 12 to 14. If you were really into something at that age, like some kids that like take stuff apart and they're like real into electronics and they get older and like, that's what they do. And that's what they did. And that's how that goes on. Anything that you can do that you love doing at that age will probably just be super fulfilling as an adult that you're, not going to get elsewhere. So I think that's that. So to be able to do something like that, like my setup is dope right now. Like I got all the shit that I wanted when I was 12, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got it all. Like I got like loaches. I got tons of loaches. Like I'm wearing a shirt with a loach. So I got an Oscar. I got tons of goldfish. So that's to me, that's the really, really fun part. So I'm glad you noticed the twinkle in my eye, the 7-year-old. So
well, because it's interesting because you have that about the way you look at it and talk, but then suddenly this like 50-year-old sarcastic, witty guy comes out and you're like, hey, this is the fish. These are the 10 fish that suck in your aquarium. And you're like, wow, where did this come from? It's just it's a cool perspective, man. Tell us about that.
Well, So I have a very thick sense of humor.
I know.
It is a
know.
really, really gross, very dark. And like, I don't say half of the foul shit that I want to,
Uh-huh.
but like, so the fact that, and this is a gift and a curse. Like when I say like a fish sucks, I mean it. I'm not playing. They suck. I did have piranhas. They did suck. The piranhas, by the way, were in a 55 gallon. This is the raddest trick ever. This was in the Ghetto Aquarium video. Put me on a map where you take a CD case. It was the parakeet cage at the pet store I worked at, and then I silicone glued a CD case to it, and I fixed it, and I had my own 55. So then I was really balling. But anyway, the funny part to me is like I somehow have been able to say foul shit and what I think is funny, and I get feedback that it's funny, and like, you know, make a living doing that is hilarious to me. So like the fact that I can just like riff and rant and just say what, like, and it goes both ways too. A lot of people just do not like the taste of Dustin, and I'm totally fine. Like I'm not for everybody. Like that's cool, right? Like let's just be real. But the people that love me, or like love that find this stuff that I'm spitting funny, is so rewarding, because like, you know, I think that some of the stuff I'm saying is pretty funny to me, or I wouldn't be saying it. So the fact that it's like resonating with people on a level, and then it's like just fish, like, or what, you know, whatever it is like one of the coolest parts of the job. Like I'm not in a cubicle right now. I'm not turning in my end of the week report. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Friday. I'm sitting here shooting the doo-doo. So for me, that cynical, that funny, I don't know. I like to crack jokes and bust, you know, bust balls and just try to be funny. And it's been fun to be in a position where I can do that. And I do get in trouble, or I don't know. I rub some people the wrong way, but I don't care, because I'm having so much fun doing it. And the people that love it, like, you know, I can tell. So that's the most rewarding part, because it's hitting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the reality is there's billions of people on the planet, you know, and you just have to show up as you. Like in your community, you have a bunch of great friends.
Very true.
Right? Show up as yourself, and you're going to resonate with a lot of people. Like my friends love me.
It's huge. That's a huge comment, dude. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, like being yourself. First of all, not being yourself would be stressful, right? Like that would be horrible. Like people meet me and they're like, you're just like you are in the videos. I'm like, that's the easiest way to do it.
That's what you get.
Like that's how it is, right? So yeah, so to be yourself is numero uno. And the second you stop doing that, and you're not authentic to yourself, well, then you got a whole nother ball of wax you should be dealing with. So yeah, being true to yourself is number one.
Yeah. I mean, people can see when you're not being authentic, right? I mean, there's a professional version, you know. So I want to share this in my YouTube video, which put me on the map. My YouTube videos, so much to talk about, dude. I want to cram it all in, but I found you like because of the Ghetto Aquarium. I'm like, look at this fool, bro. What's up? This is my homie. Like and that's when I started following you. But then I didn't meet you till many years later at that show in California. But like, so there's a professional version of me, like maybe the version that is at the old folks' home talking to grandmas and shit like that.
You're selling a job. I mean, there's ways with it.
So in my YouTube video days, you know, it's like very more professional, like more like precise, instead of like not as much slang. You know, my videographer and producer at the time was like from Germany. He's like, I don't really get your slang. Can you like explain it? Can you explain it?
German videographer?
Yeah.
Oh man, they're the most serious people on the block. God love him. My last name's Wunderlich, but like, you know,
he's still my boy. I still love him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But he's like, I don't understand that slang. If I can't understand it, you know, this is not working.
Did he have a German accent?
Yeah. When I do it, it sounds like Russian, but he's like, yeah.
You have this, Eric, you need to have nicht gut. Yeah. I lived in Germany for 6 months, dude. I love the German stuff, man. It's like my make fun of myself or like shows.
Yeah, I love it, man.
But so he said you were polished, or you didn't understand?
Well, he polished me a little bit. Yeah, he polished me a little more, like not as much slang, slow down, because I'm a little more fast paced, little like, what's up, bro? You got
though, dude.
So, you know, in my videos, which helped us go, you know,
put us
on the map big time. just, yeah, polish this out. But then, I go on like Snapchat and I go on Instagram stories. I'm a little bit more funny and do stupid shit and like resuscitate a filter. Like I'm jumping on this filter, resuscitating it. Like my German producer was like, no, you can't do that, But so it's cool because I could still show my person, like my true myself, my authentic self in that story time world, right?
Right.
So it's like, hey, professional triplet talking to grandma, and then there's fucking little crazy guy, resuscitating a filter on stories, So I think I've given a decent blend to people, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I've had people directly message me about like, professionalism in videos, and I don't reply because I don't, but like, it's like, this is what I the second I start becoming unauthentic, it would be like, I'm folding it in, you know what I mean? But yeah, there is a level where, like I did this company's $1 billion company, $1 billion, like right up the street. And this lady's like worth more money than and I toned it down a little bit for her. I did 2 aquariums like side by side in their conference room, and it was she didn't get ghetto yelling in your face. By the way, what I learned from that ghetto aquarium video, well, many things, but one of the things I learned is that like I was very angry to like make that video that day. Like not angry, but like, you got to hear this, and this is how it is, and like I'm trying to make this video so you guys figure this out. Like a frustrated dad almost. I don't even think I had kids at the time, but like and that seemed to resonate. Like it was like if Dustin's a little pissed and has something to like say with like an anger tone, so I try to keep rolling with that, because it does like when I say something sucks and I'm pissed, like that.
Yeah.
Apparently what they want. So
well, because people like bad stuff is always like they want to see what's bad on the news.
Crazy?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's so crazy to me, man. Everything like, you're not gonna, this is the worst, or that sucks, or whatever. But people resonate with like the negative too. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we've found that as well, but we can too.
So I'm doing where I haven't put out a YouTube video in 4 years. Don't be pissed at me. Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm not pissed at you, man. We jump. Andrew, when did we bail? Our last good video was out. Andrew, by the way, no one sees this cat. Dude,
yeah,
he's been with me for 5 years.
Bro, show your face. Have him come around.
I want to just like blow him out here. That guy right there just kills.
Yeah,
dude, he kills. Dude, I'll send him some horrible videos and he'll just work magic. And he loves editing and he's great at it. So him and I have been like PB&J for 5 years. But we bailed on the long form content, man, to put it out, and now it used to just be me. And then it was me and a team editing, and we're getting 500 views on this bad boy, like, and we just put hours into it. It didn't jive, and it was morale too. Like, like I was like, why am I doing this if I'm like just not getting traction? And listen, YouTube is how you and I know each other, so I'm not like, YouTube's got to do what YouTube's got to do. But hey, man, I got no problem with anybody that bails on that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because that was the same thing we were going through. Like we were working harder and harder and spending more time editing and more, like it was brutal. And like YouTube was just like, it still helps our business and it's fun, but like, I do love short form. I love this long form podcasting is just a lot of fun for me.
Yeah. No. Well, and I think that, things change, man. I mean, my first video got uploaded in November of 2009. What is it, 2023? Things change. And I didn't even title the videos back in the day. I had a flip camera, which is the only reason they got uploaded, because I just stick the thing in and they'd upload automatically. And that was how I got started. But yeah, no, I mean, things change. Short form. I don't think people are, I don't want to get too into like, platform talk, but basically like YouTube's promoting their shorts and stuff more now too, because they realize that's what people are watching.
Yeah.
You go to YouTube, like, what do they got? They got 3 shorts right there they show you in the front. So obviously they know something's up. And so no, short form is cool and it's easy.
So we were talking
into it.
We were talking about, like people being into the bad stuff. Like what's going on? What's happening? So like
the negative.
The negative. We did a pilot episode and like we had all these producers on and they were like, can we make something go wrong so we can film it? I'm like, I'm not going to make something go wrong. What the,
Oh yeah.
But that's the way it was. But we were shooting for YouTube. We're doing a pond inspections campaign, pond inspections series. And like, we're going around seeing ponds that are like ponds gone wrong, put me on the map too. Like, look at this pond. It's all jacked up. Oh shit. Let's fix it. Yeah. So these pond inspections, I was doing this one and I was moving something and water starts squirting and stuff. I'm like, did you catch that on film? We need that,
Right.
so there is some beauty behind that, like shocking kind of thing. And hopefully we can put a nice, good spin on it, but,
it is, but it also like, man, there's so much good going on.
mhm.
Like there's so much good happening that like, it's like, I'll break it down like this. Like I'm sitting in here, like this is Dustin's dream, right? Like this is it, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is it. I didn't even know it was my dream until I just kept going. I just keep dreaming, it keeps getting better. But like on the way to this, I tried to build a greenhouse, and I had a property under contract, 80 grand, like mega deal, huge greenhouse, almost as big as the one I have today, not fixed out like this, walk into somebody else's mess, and I didn't get it. And the whole time I had like a HOA group or this homeowner association, and like 11 people came to this hearing, and they just hated on it. And like each one spoke for 10 minutes, bro. It was like just two hours of people just like shitting on my dream, right? And like the way that resonated with people was really great, in the fact that they saw that it doesn't come in the mail. Because people, like I was crying in one of the videos, man. I was literally crying on camera because I didn't get it. My zoning didn't work, and I put it on and I was swearing a bunch, and they were like, "Oh, this bitch is crying," but it was real. I had like done it for like a year and it didn't work. Still get upset talking about it. But I think, like, I guess people, what I'm trying to say is like, people need to see the struggle, because they see a lot of this like short form stuff and they need to see the struggle. It was interesting how the negative of that resonated, but I feel like also like, people need to focus on positive too, because you could see a lot of stuff in a 60-second, YouTube or Instagram reel that's just not real. And so I don't know. I went through a lot of negative things, but I think people seeing the arc of that story was just good, because it's not, I mean, I don't want to say you could more or less be anybody you want to be online, but like it was nice. It was good for me, and I think my audience to see like that shit all failed. You know what I mean? Like it was, but it wasn't like, let's turn the water on and the pump will blow and we'll, like it was a legit fail.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, and that goes back to being authentic, man. Like it was a real, like, this really didn't work. So
I do that a lot in my stories, where if like I'm on a story and I'm sharing it and like I'm all excited, and then I run into a problem, I go like, oh, I fucked up. This is a problem. I got to think about how I'm going to fix this. I mean, I'm going to fix it. I have to figure out what to do. I got to move forward. But some people just see like, oh, look at this beautiful pond. Look at this beautiful fish. And like, I'm just living in a cherry dream. No, I have to deal with some bullshit a lot.
You know what that's resonating with me. You know what the thing that chaps my ass the most, and it's because the game I'm in is and I love them for the art that they create, but the aquascapers that you never see, couldn't come on this podcast and look you in the eye and talk, but they make one photo of an amazing aquascape, and it's like that tank doesn't always look like that, like they got like this award winning, they got the little like a mono tag thing, whatever, and they took a purple ribbon, and it's like that's your shot, and I respect it, like that's the game, that's cool, but it's, to me, it's like, I think part of like why I've had a little bit of success is I'll show you a tank, like, look, man, they ain't all perfect, like this has some stuff, and but that's interesting though, and you have like those the thing that rubs me is like the one perfect, like I don't have a problem with that person having a perfect tank. I just feel like, show us how you got to that. You know what I mean? You're doing somebody more good, where like, look, well, yeah, and I had this rock here and it sucked and I had to move it, and that's how we got to here. Versus just like, here it is. Those contests, they don't even allow you to show your tank until it's a photo submitted.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. No,
I didn't know that. It's the craziest thing, man. That you have to, on those 80, and I'm never competed in this and don't really care to, but basically, like, you cannot show anyone or anything what you're doing until you submit it to the international aquascaping contest or whatever, the big boy.
Yeah.
And like, so you can't even like show any of it until it's there, and then it's submitted. It's a trip, man. So I think people get more out of like watching it come together.
Yeah, the learning part of it.
I think so.
So I'm just gonna pause here for a second and let everyone know we're live on Facebook right now. We're gonna do a Q&A, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, somewhere in that time, Q&A. So you can ask Dustin some questions if you want to ask me a question too as well. So just go ahead and submit them in the chat, and then one of our moderators will send them over to the Zoom. One of the listeners right now, Doreen, said she loved the Ponds Gone Wrong series. And it wasn't so much the negative part of it. Oh, look at this jacked up pond, but it was like the education behind like how we're going to fix this stuff. Like that was, part of her thought process behind that. She says, learning about the common problems that people face from hiring a bad contractor or something like that. So,
Sure.
it's that educational part of it, which was a big deal. So yeah, go ahead and start throwing your comments in there, and then we'll your questions, and we'll make sure we get to them all. So let's talk about the like you've already shown the 80-year-old wise guy, like not
How?
wise.
How?
Like,
how am I showing an 80-year-old wise guy? I want to know.
Why? Let's call it wise man, not a
Okay.
wise guy, not a wise guy.
Whatever. Wise man. How 80 years old?
So
What
just,
do
the experience, like the experience is like you're so far beyond, because you have a lot of self-awareness of what's going on. You're living your dream. Like I'm older than you by a lot. And so when I look back at I just fell into my dream. I didn't have Gary Vaynerchuk to tell me, like you should just, find what you love. If you like Smurfs, then Smurf it up. Like Gary V didn't teach me how to do that. I just fell into my lap, and you did as well. And you're very keen on that.
I want to talk about Gary Vaynerchuk.
Do it.
All right. So he's very famous now, but the Web 2.0 talk that you're referencing, if you like Alf it up, if you like Smurf, Smurf it up.
Yeah.
Y'all need to watch.
You have to watch it.
First of all, it's what put him on the map.
Stop watching fucking Lost.
Stop watching fucking. Oh yeah, I could give I could give his whole speech. I could give it. Like Google search the Web 2.0
Goosebumps.
Gary Vaynerchuk 2008 video, because he was talking about doing whatever, and I sat down and I was like, I can do what he's saying. Like I literally watched that. My boy messaged that to me. No one knew who Gary Vee was, and he messaged that to me, and I was like, I can do 1,000 videos about YouTube shit, about fish tank shit. Yeah. I was like all day. And I think from watching that, like there was that guy, and there was a guy that spoke locally at like a Chamber of Commerce event. It was talking about video, and I was like, I'll crush video. Like I was like, and my goal was to make 1,000 videos. So, but that was solely like hardcore Gary Vaynerchuk. I actually went to New York to his office, wrote that son of a bitch a note back in like 2010 or something, just thanking him. Like, dude, you were the only guy that told just go make a shitload of content. This is when YouTube was a baby,
Yeah.
And him, and then Seth Godin is another prophet worth mentioning. But
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that like right there, if you want to talk about like origin story, like Gary Vaynerchuk's Web 2.0, and that shit is still true. Like it's still true. That was a 2008 video. It's 2023. Like everything he said back then is now. Like it's really happened. So yeah, I had to just give the disciple.
Well, there's just another thing that we have in common. Like we have a lot of the same personality traits, like you're a little more sarcastic than I am, but I mean, we have the same passions about things like that. I actually bought Gary Vaynerchuk a signed Joe Namath football card and sent it to his office and said, hey bro, you changed my life. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I mean, just think about that, man. Like if like, and I'd like to think I've touched a few lives with the fish tank stuff, but like, he didn't got nothing to gain. Like he doesn't need a thank you card from Dustin, right? He does. He probably already has a Joe Namath, whatever you sent him.
Yeah, for sure.
But like to have that kind of like impact on people, man, like that's a greater currency than money, man. I mean, that's just like to have that. Yeah, it's a very wow and powerful thing to like, change somebody's whole direction of their life. I mean, I'm talking to you because I know you from fish tank shit, and you do ponds.
Yeah. Well, it started from fish tanks because, that was my background. That's how I got it all started.
Okay.
Like how old did you say you were when that 10-gallon tank in the laundry room?
Oh, that was young.
Were you like 5?
Yeah, something like that, 4 or 5, something like that. The real, when it was like, I'm spending every penny and second I got, that was 12. But like at 5, I was hooked.
Yeah. So I was 5 when I had my first aquarium kind of interaction, and had a little newt in my bedroom, a little 10-gallon tank, and had, a crab at one time, and little frogs and all that shit. Right. And
Love it.
so, yeah, that was kind of the start for me, which is like really in line with what you're doing as well. You really struck me important. Here's part of that wise man thing. It's just like, hey, if you can pre-chick days, like going out on dates or whatever, if you could find like what you're passionate about and turn that into, your life, that's so smart, right? And I know some of that's a bleed from, what you've learned from Gary, but like you knew back then, like, hey, this is it for me. I love this, right?
Yeah, well, it was, I mean, it's always been, when I look at when I'm having the most fun, when I'm like, when time doesn't matter and the phone's not around, it's stuff that a lot of it is stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When I'm just pure Dustin time, in the flow, in the zone, and it's like snowboarding. I adore snowboarding. Haven't been in a couple years, but like love doing it. I love doing it as a kid. Fish tanks, setting up a tank, putting the scape in, dealing with the fish.
Mhm.
Have a good weekend, Joe.
Later, Joe.
He ain't even done yet, man. He got a
Yeah.
stable gun. He's got more shit to do. But that stuff, I mean, people are always searching for like happiness, like people want to be happy and they don't know how to do it, and they're like flipping through their phone, they're looking at stuff, and it's like I'm happy as shit, like frolicking around here. Like I got this whole red root floater base and I can't wait to go play with it. It's just
Yeah.
literally pulling leaves off of this one plant and putting it in this other thing. Like I could do it for hours.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that where that's gonna hit that spot for you. And I don't know what that is for a lot of people, but they gotta, if you're searching for that, like, that's a good place to go look, is the stuff you enjoy doing when you're that little.
So here's another wise man moment that I had with you when I met with you in California. Was that maybe 6-7 years ago?
It was a while ago, man.
Yeah.
Reefer Palooza, by the way, loved that show out there in Cali. I was warmly embraced out in California. Wish I was out there more.
Yeah. I just went to one like a couple months ago. It was great. So Ben, I remember the whole time. That's why I was like, bro, you got to get on. That was our time when we met. But I remember when we met there, you're like, oh, dude, you're the pond digger. And like we started to talk about some things. And like you talked to me about business. I didn't get this fish sucks. This is, I didn't get that fun, sarcastic guy that I love. Right. I got like, hey, what makes the most profit for you in your business? And how are you running things? And like, how are you making enough money to move forward and hire people? Like, it was something I didn't really expect from you,
Really?
Yeah. And so
it's really just all fish tank shit that just falls into play. Yeah. I mean, you got to have fucking business behind it. Like, right. Like, it's just like,
yeah,
people miss that. I didn't mean to go straight to shop talk, but yeah, I mean, it's,
well, no,
biz too.
No, but that's cool because it's serious, because you saw me as someone who's serious in the business, because especially since I didn't have that fast talk slang guy that you see in my stories, you saw the more professional version. So you're probably like, hey, this guy he's the kind of guy I should talk shop with. I'm on an island by myself.
I mean, how many people do you get to talk shop with about like aquarium or pond stuff, right? So
yeah.
I'm taking that opportunity.
Yeah. So I thought that was really wise. Like, hey, this guy loves what he does. He's a little crazy, goes to the ghetto, this is my ghetto aquarium. But then he's like, hey, how can we be profitable and make a living doing what we love? And it was just like a really smart, I saw this really smart side of you come out. Not to say you're looking dumb, but
no, that's cool. I'll tell you a hilarious shop story, man. So I was business, but it's fish tank related too. So, and we're probably gonna talk about this anyway. So like, when I quit a 6-figure job selling voice over IP phone systems, and the whole time I was doing YouTube videos every Sunday. So I was doing both. It wasn't just like I just quit my good job and started to do like something. I had been doing that and running both, and the one had been building and building and building, and then I let go of this. And when I did that, I locked myself in a rented $150 a month office, and I wrote the Dirted Tank Guide, which is a PDF. And dude, I sold that for $50, and I wrote it for like a month, and I'll never forget, man. I was just like, screw it, here it is, it's available. And I made like a little over $5,500 in one day.
So awesome.
And I was so blown away. I was like, I just like struck. I was like a caveman that hit fire, like I was like, I'm gonna make money. Like I'm not, because I just quit a great job, So I'm like, all right. Oh my God, it worked. Now, not every guide is Dirted Tank Guide and whatever, but like it was a moment for me where like those little moments where it's like, this is gonna work. This is like you see like a stick in the ocean, like, all right, there's land, we're going that way, you know? So
Yeah.
that was a fun part for me. And that was shit, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, but it's just
That's
fun.
awesome. I'm
These
pretty
little
sure I
nuggets of
bought
just-
that. I'd love for you to be able to check your database, see if I bought one of those. I think I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I want to say you did. No, you did, and you didn't get it. And you were like pissed. You're like, I gave you $50. Where's my thing? And it was like not in your email. I don't know what happened, but yeah, no, you did buy it. Thank you for the
Yeah.
date.
Yeah, dude. I love that stuff. I mean, I love that passion in there. I do want to talk about dirted aquariums, but you know, I'm almost nervous about time on something. I want to get into some questions, Q&A for
Whatever,
sure.
man. I'm all over it. Wherever you want to go.
You know what I do want to talk about, because this is kind of like
Bring
the
it.
beginning, this foundation of who Dustin is. And one of the things that happened with me, this is like 2003. Okay. Like I am like living my dream. I'm building ponds. I'm doing aquariums. Like I'm hiring guys. We're going out and building ponds for people. And like people are out like, oh my God.
Just real quick. Say that again. And we're building ponds for people right as Joe walks by with that shit right there on the cue. Nailed it, Joe. He's making a basin as we speak. Wow,
awesome.
That's what I'm saying. He's lays, dude.
He's an animal.
He's an animal, dude.
Yeah. So like
Anyway.
we're literally, I'm going out and I'm building ponds for someone, you know, and you know, it's a lot of hard work. I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm figuring out business. I got to pay taxes. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, but I went to a koi club meeting, right? This is back in the 2003 era.
Okay.
And then you have hobbyists who have real jobs, not a pond builder. Oh, you build ponds. I got a real job. I make six figures doing voiceover, whatever, right? And then they would come to the meeting and they would show off their hobby. And then it was like, they didn't treat me well in the beginning.
Really?
I mean, I got a lot of respect now because of my brand equity. I'm like, I'm not going away. They just go, fuck it. Eric's still here. I can't be mad at him anymore. Right. But it was almost like they were upset because I was making a living doing that whole fun stuff. And then maybe they thought I only, you know, just collected money and, you know, played with fish all day. It was all the hard shit that I had to do too. But like, there was this weird thing where people would be mad at you, even though you guys are passionate about the same shit. Like, I'm passionate about the same thing you are. I'm going to share that with you, but no, I can't even accept you because I'm mad at you.
They don't let you at the table.
Yeah.
No, that's a weird thing. So it's funny. Getting into koi.
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed with the Louisville Koi Show right after I put my pond together, and it was like awesome because I brought my camera, but like nobody there, like very few people knew who I was, which was awesome because it was very like organic and just like true. It wasn't set up, and I just went there and I bought a shitload of fish, and it was great because I wasn't trying to like go there, like and it's. You know, it's different when you have like the hobbyists and they're doing it. I've never really felt, I don't want to say like unwelcome, but it's cool when you can go and not have that happen. You know what I mean? Because that does happen to me where I'm like talking and, you know, somebody will try to like argue with me about Anubias. I'm like, bro, I bring in like thousands of this shit. Like I know it. Like, like, I'm probably the best in the country at bringing Anubias into the show. But you know, so yeah, that sucks that you have that, and it's hard to navigate too. Because what do? You're there and you're passionate.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about these fish and you want to extract because you don't know everything. That was the one thing that I always thought was really a dope add-on with the YouTube stuff is like I would get access, and you probably, I don't know if you did this too, but like I would get access to guys that have like how many tanks do you have? And they're like 90. And like I breed like cichlids and they have like or whatever. I'm into live bears, and I would get access to these guys that I wouldn't normally get access to. And like these dudes are fountains of knowledge. They don't want to be on YouTube. They don't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
Like, but like you go to talk to them, you're like, you know, and they got like the sickest fish, and they got under gravel filters and racks and racks and racks of shit and breeding this and that and that and this, and you're just like, wow. So yeah, man. How did you navigate that with people not receptive to it?
You know,
you're talking like koi, like people who own like fancy ass crazy koi.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah.
You know, it's weird because again, this is pre Gary Vaynerchuk, and Gary Vaynerchuk's like, don't give a shit what people think about you. Like, who cares? They don't know who you are. They don't know your perspective. They don't know what you've been through. They know this much about you, and then they're upset with you, and you're going to let it bother you. I just was like, water off a duck's back, bro. Like, I don't care, and it's funny because fast forward 15 years and the same people are in that club. Right. And they hated me. And now I'm speaking to them at their club and they are they're asking me to come in and speak at the club. Right. And I'm like, and I called them out too, bro. You would have been so fucking proud. I'd be like, you know what? 15 years ago, you guys all shit on me. But today I got some good information for you. Like, it was a kind of like maybe a little too aggressive, but that's my personality,
That's fun, man. That's a lot.
You would have loved it. You would have been like, yes.
Oh, dude. I love it, man. I don't get, and I by choice, I don't get a lot of, how do I say this? I intentionally am kind of like, I don't want to say a hermit, but like, I don't do a lot of like collabs and, I'm not going I get an offer to go to every damn fish auction. And it's like, listen, I just can't like get all of, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I do go to a trade show, like, it fills the battery. Does that make sense? Like, I get the battery filled, and I love it, man. I've given like 2 talks. One was in Denver years ago, and then the other one was just recently in Chicago. And like, I was like with people and like hearing them, like, it was just like the connection, the live connection. I didn't want to get off the stage, man. Like, I didn't. Like, I remember the talk Andrew, the talk I gave in this last Chicago, I don't want to say, I was like, Chicago has a very, very, very special place for me, because when I quit the job selling phones, I went to the first aquatic experience there, which was the biggest show at the time. And I slaughtered, like, I murdered. I had like fists of cash. I drove a minivan up and back, and like, nice. Up there at the weekend and down. But you don't know if it's gonna work. So I'm a YouTube guy. I got a shirt on, says "What's up, fish tank people?" And I just was slanging plants and people were like, it was awesome. And then like, so Chicago, that was like the first like show, and like, I'm really like out there. So Chicago has always been a very, very great city. Plus they get the like edgy asshole Dustin too. Like they, I just like, I can bullshit with them because they like it a little rough. And and they do. Oh, they love it, man. I was tearing people apart in the talk I was giving at Chicago. So like, to me, like that has always been a very, very warm, welcoming, like, awesome place. Shout outs to Aquashella coming up in Chicago and Daytona. We're doing it all. Yeah. But so that was fun. But I don't get those, like right now, I don't have an effing clue who's watching this, who's sitting there. I saw Bobby Dreams watch something in the chat. I don't know, right? Yeah. Like, is my kid's teacher watching? Is it like some friend from, who knows, right? No idea what they look like. Black, white, green, purple, yellow, boy, girl, no idea, right? Yeah. But when you're like in person, IRL, in real life, that's so much better, because you just see it. Like, this. Like, let's be real. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't met you. Mm-hmm. Fair? Is that fair? Yeah. If you know what I'm saying? In person, maybe, but like maybe. But not as. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be as real. We hung out and we had like, all right, there's a connection. I looked you in the eye for real, and it was like, what's up? So. I was really, I do get excited, and I get up for those, when it's time for those. So, well, I can speak to that because I remember the show pretty well. We had some lunch together. We were chatting it up, and, we went back to your booth. You were like shorthanded, baby, but like, it was just me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was nuts. We connected and we talked, and we're like, okay, I'm like, okay, I like this guy. And you're like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. And I'm like, hey, I need to get a selfie, bro. You're like, all right. So we take a selfie, but at some point, I don't know if I don't think I asked you for your number, but I was like, do you want me to text this? Do you want me to email this? What do you want to do? And you're like, yeah, text it to me real quick. You gave me your number. You're like, hey, don't give that number to anybody, please. Don't give that number to anyone. That's, so that was that. Yeah, don't do that. But that was that hermit kind of moment where like, hey, I'm coming here to get recharged, like, I'm going to make this small connection with you. We're going to somehow talk in the future, but don't, I'm going home to be alone. Don't share that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's good. Yeah, no, it goes back to like, what do you want and what do you don't want? People are like, why don't you open a store? There's no way in hell I'm opening a retail store, right? Yeah, I got my weekends with my kids and sacrificing that, no chance. Forget it. Yeah, no, not even a thing. So
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so check it out. I'm going to be cognizant of the time. There's a couple comments that have come through, a couple questions. But before we do that, I did want to talk a little bit about dirt in the aquarium. Like,
okay, sure.
I think that was one of the things that kind of put you on the map too. Am I wrong? I mean, you just shared that dirt is aquarium thing.
Yeah. Well, it's been a big part of. I've tried to build my brand on educating people, and it was something that worked for me, and I think it was something that people hadn't heard. So, it goes like this. I was at the AGA, Aquatic Gardeners Association, which is a group of really knowledgeable older individuals that know a shitload about plants. And it's a great organization. And they have a convention every like 2 years or something. And they had one in Atlanta. And in Atlanta is a 6-hour drive for me. And this was in like 2006 or something like that. And I heard the guy from CChem say plants absorb 400 to 400 times more nutrients through their roots than through their stems and leaves. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Plants absorb 400 to 400 times more nutrients from their roots than from their stems and leaves. And that really resonated with me because I was like, okay, this is coming from CChem, right? I don't do a lot of testing. If the shit dies, I don't do it again like that, right?
Yeah.
If it grows, I do more of it. Very simple. Yeah. So I heard this and I'm like, all right, we are going to get this done. So I started researching, and I bought Diana Wallstead's. This is full circle right here. So I bought Diana Wallstead's book, Tree Stay, Ecology of the Planet Aquarium. I don't even know what it is. Some big ass, thick white, like five pictures in the whole book. Biology, chemistry breakdown of soil as a substrate. And what's interesting about this is this book was actually available to me at the library when I was a kid, and it was way the hell over my head. Like I just like started reading and I was like, this ain't enough pictures. This is give me the goldfish book, right? And goldfish book got pictures and what to do. So I got into this and I did it, and I set up my first aquarium with 1 inch of Miracle-Gro organic choice dirt that I laid out in my backyard, and I got it wet and I rinsed it, I dried it, rinsed it, dried it, and then I put pea gravel over top of it, and I grew the piss out of plants, man. I mean, that tank was 6 foot. And it was just stacked. Like you couldn't see the back anywhere you tried. I was bringing clippings in and out from like all clippings and cuttings and pieces of Val and Ludwigia into the pet store all the time. And I was like, this is the most plant growth I've ever had by quadruple anything with just a plain gravel substrate. It was just like night and day. And then I started breaking that down on YouTube. And one of my first videos was like my 220 gallon aquarium, which is over there. And it crushed because I was talking about how I did, and I just did it was like a 1-minute video actually about how I did the tank and how I set it up, and here it is, and here's what I'm gonna be talking about. And it was like me and this like big fly tank in the background, and people were like, "Dang, how's that?" And then that kind of kicked off the YouTube. That really gave me a taste of the power of YouTube early on too. It wasn't like my biggest video or whatever, but at the time, you know, it's like your second or third video and it gets like 4,000 or 5,000 views and a lot of comments like, how'd you do that? What's up? You know, and then the audience is telling you what they want to see. So I read that. And then that has been like the background for bajillions of tanks, teaching about it, talking about it. And I've just had so much success. It's not for everyone, right? Like if you want if you want like a pristine, clean aquarium all the time, and the thought of a little clod of dirt when you pull something up like kills your soul, then like don't do it, right? But like if you want to like grow a shitload of plants and have just like a big thick jungle, that's the way to do it. And the full circle for it is this: plants absorb at the end of the ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, plants absorb nitrate. So the more plants you have, the more nitrate to remove. So if you can feed your plants where they eat, feed them what they eat, feed them dirt at the substrate, soil, something nutrient rich at the substrate, your plants are going to have a smorgasbord of food, because they absorb 400 to 400 times more nutrients from their roots and from their stems and leaves. So if you feed them good at their substrate, they'll grow like crazy and they'll absorb nitrate. You can have like a more full fish tank, more fish in the tank, more nitrate absorption going on because you have a heavy plant load. Yeah. So that was just kind of like, that was it for me. Like that's how I run it. That's we pot stuff in house. We do it like that too. We use dirt in those.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good foundation for that. So Well, thanks for sharing that. I definitely want to probably have another time with you in the future. Like we can go full
We
deep
got
on
time,
that.
brother.
That sounds
Let's go.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to jump into some comments and questions
it.
here so we can kind of answer this. So Sean Fitzgerald says, "What's up, Eric's? It's been a while. Stoked. I know Sean from back in Joshua Tree days. What do you think of fishless aquarium cycling? He's been out of the hobby for a few years, but thinking about getting back into it. I was playing with that method when he got into it 15 to 20 years ago. Go ahead and give your thoughts on this."
I mean, I set up tanks with a ridiculous amount of plants first, and then I'll add the fish like 2 or 3 weeks later and let the plants do the work.
Mhm.
But as far as like a bare empty tank of glass,
Yeah.
like I'm a planet, get it going and then go. But
Yeah.
just patience is your friend. Let it cycle.
So for me, to this question, it's pretty much like, I'm not going to take a piss in an aquarium and try and get it cycling with some ammonia or something like that.
Oh, yeah. No, that drives me crazy. People are like, I had ammonia. Like,
yeah. I've heard all those. I've heard a lot of crazy, funny stories about that. Like the guys who cycle tanks by just peeing in the water. I've heard all kinds of crazy shit like that. But for me, like, I have so many ponds, so many friends. There's so many people out there. I mean, Sean, if you haven't had an aquarium in a long time, I mean, like set up a tank and like hit me up and I'll give you a big old scoop of gravel we'll throw in there. So like for me, I'm a cichlid freak. And so I don't do a whole lot with plants on my aquariums, ponds for sure, right? I kind of do the same. We fill it with aquatic plants, get the thing cycling, say get fish in a week and let's go. So it's pretty fast paced like that. So yeah, for me, I don't think I've not had an aquarium or had a friend with an aquarium in 30, I don't know, a long time, 30 something years, right? So it's always going to be like, let me get some gravel to kickstart this thing. It's kind of my thought. Yeah. Good question. Thanks, Sean. Let's get together. I'd like to see you. So Bobby Dreams Watson, 2-part question.
That guy's been a fan for a while. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby? He wants to talk about when tying moss to driftwood, if left alone, will the moss try to take over the substrate as well, and how rapidly does it grow?
It'll grow everywhere, no matter what. You'll never get it out of your tank again. We have an exclusive moss basin because moss just fronds off and goes everywhere. So it will go all over, brother. The biggest thing you can do is just know that and either just play into that.
So in your opinion, are the crayfish the best or more preferred type of crustaceans to have in a pond? And what about other freshwater clams? Are they better for rivers and large lake environments? You want to go on that?
I got one big old crayfish and a big old thing of hornwort, and they could eat fish. So I don't roll and intentionally buy crayfish. So I would defer to you on that one, bro.
So for me, crayfish, I'm not a big fan of crayfish. I mean, I think they're really cool and they're pretty delicious to eat, but I mean, for the most part, like if you put them in a clay pond environment, a lot of times they can burrow down, like I think 18 inches. I mean, pretty far down they can burrow down. So if you had like a clay earthen bottom pond, they could potentially break through the clay barrier and then you could have a leak in your system. That could be a problem. I've seen a lot of crayfish in dirty ponds, which is cool. You got a dirty ass pond, there's some crayfish, they'll probably thrive in there. But in one case, I did see a crayfish. It was like a blue lobster or something, right? It was a type of crayfish. It actually cut the liner. I found a hole in the liner from this crayfish. It was crazy.
I mean, dude, that's the end of it.
So yeah. So
that's
for
a
me,
hard hell no for me.
It's
right?
a hard hell no.
I was gonna say, like,
yeah. But as far as clams go, what's interesting is I've only experienced clams a couple times in my career, and it wasn't like, I don't even know how they got there. It wasn't like he went and bought some clams for a filter and put them in there, but where they did really well.
Have a good weekend, dude.
Where I have seen them do really well, it was in like an old aquascape design style waterfall filter, and there was a bunch of clams in the bottom of it, and I was like, oh my god, I got to try these. I think I took some home, but I didn't do well with them. So clams are very interesting, and I don't have a ton of experience with them. So good stuff, good questions. Okay, let's talk about, Doreen has a question. What are your thoughts on benefits, pros and cons of aquascape pond style, plants with koi versus Japanese style?
I'm not familiar with the Japanese style. What is it? Just the big, huge mud ponds that they grow them out in, or what's the Japanese style?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, they have mud ponds, but I'm assuming I'm reading into this as like a pond without plants and gravel, which would probably be torture for you, right?
It'd be tough.
Tough, right?
I mean, I like gravel in my ponds, man. I think it looks better. I think the
Mhm.
beneficial bacteria is better. I mean, you lose water volume, but like personally, I like having some sort of a substrate. I mean, I just got the whole
Yeah.
dirt rant, right? So like
Yeah.
anywhere where the muck and stuff can live, it makes it easier to plant it. So that's
Yeah.
my game.
So it's interesting because like I like all the styles, right? So like uh, I'll tell you, we just did a pond for a guy. Oh God, it's probably been a year, fully dedicated koi pond, multiple bottom drains. There's no rocks or gravel in the pond other than the
Wow.
coping. And he's probably got like 150 grand in koi in the pond.
I'd
I mean,
love to
it's
see
like
that pond.
it's amazing.
Jaw
It's
dropping. Yeah,
it's
that's cool.
unbelievable. So like in that type of environment, like the pond, it's like a living museum of art, right? And so, you want those fish to be just like pristine, like and be able to
Sure.
make changes on medications if you needed to or whatever. And it's harder to do with a substrate style pond. So I love them both. Uh, most most of the ponds we do, I would say like the majority is a planted style pond with under gravel suction grids or ecosystem style ponds. But we do probably one or two like dedicated koi pond styles annually, each year. But I love them both. Like when you walk to that pond, you'd be like, I could have this pond.
Oh yeah.
But then you'd have an aquatic planted pond next to it
I'd
over
have a
here.
blog connected. Yeah, something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
rad.
yeah. Dustin, what's your thought on a single betta fish bowl?
If it's kept warm, I'm fine with it. If it's got the right, you know what I mean? If you're
Mm-hmm.
actually single betta fish bowl, and I'm gonna let's just define bowl half over a half gallon, and you have like a good little like plant load or some moss in there and a banana
Mm-hmm.
plant, you can do it. I think the only thing that would be lack of beneficial is their water quality goes down, but you can control water quality by very tiny little water changes. I mean, betta fish are insanely hardy. The only thing I've ever found that was a problem for them is a lack of temp. So if you keep your temp right, I
Mm-hmm.
don't see why not.
Yeah. It's interesting is because I don't know if you know Mark Chen from TMK Aquarist, but he was like,
Yes.
yeah, heavily into, he was on the podcast not too long ago. He was like heavily into fish and then lost like a festy or like feste or like a red devil kind of fish, right? Just crushed his dreams, broke his heart, and he like put away the hobby for a while. Like he didn't want to do
Really?
it. It just hurt his feelings so bad. He's like, I can't do it for a while. And then betas got him back into the hobby. Like he went into this pet store and saw these really sexy betas, when they had those crazy betas for like
They're
$50.
so rad, dude.
Yeah.
Betta fish are so rad. And they have amazing personalities too. Like they have amazing, like they look at you, they come up, they're like, hey, what's going on? Like, oh, I
Yeah.
love them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
fish.
So it is great fish. And so there's your question there. So Brett Harmon, he's one of your regulars, bro. He buys fish for me. He says,
What's up?
your shit's awesome.
We try.
Yeah,
Appreciate the
yeah,
biz and support.
yeah, yeah. So go ahead and throw your questions in if you have any questions. I wanted to share a moment where I don't remember how it went down, but it was through aquariums, and primarily I'm the pond guy right now, but I have like 30 aquariums in my garage. I don't know if you know that,
Nice.
cichlids and shit like that, right? But I remember going to this guy's place and doing something. Oh, I remember. It's my buddy Joshua. I was talking to him and I'm like, did you get a light for the aquarium? He's like, yeah, I just got one from Dustin's fish tanks. I'm like, oh shit, that's my boy. Yeah, that's a
Nice.
good thing. And I think I sent you maybe a picture like of me and him and your light. I'm like, bro, look at this. It's your light.
Oh, dude. So lighting is my lighting is like a heroin vein for me.
Okay.
It's like a thing that there's like the dirt and then there's the light. And I have seen the light. Like when I figured out lighting and getting that right, like with the substrate already intact, lighting was everything. And what I've found is I'm spoiled shit rotten because it's like a cloudy about to rain day here in Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
But when the sun is out, like I'm a happy individual and my plants are happy and the whole thing is like rolling. But when you get lighting dialed in, like lighting is like how I make money, right? But it's also
Mhm.
like how I grow plants together. And,
Sure.
and when you have that, like I have 8 foot by 8 foot basins, some that are 8 foot by 12. And when it's full sun and you've got a full field of plants and they all just go boop, boop, and they're all just bubbling. Like it's it, dude. That's it. Like I don't know if you can see in the background here. I have like metal halides hanging
Oh yeah,
up
I see 'em.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one right there. And there's that one over there. Is that going that way? Yeah, that one hanging there.
Yeah.
And I have them all over the place. And they give you, this is the lesson here, they give you the red Joey in the house. They give you they're back to kindergarten. They give you red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And so you've got your red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, violet, and then you've got your ultraviolet, which you don't see, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you've got your red and you've got your infrared, which you don't see, right? Because you got your visible spectrum, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And you've got the other ends beyond the visible spectrum. And that's where the sauce really hits the road, because plants see all limits. So they
Yeah.
get hit with that ultraviolet and infrared. And I have all of that because Mother Nature gives me the sun. And so when I like just got into that, and there's all like kind of like just health benefits to that too, like your vitamin D absorption in your body. Like if you have like certain, like you feel good when you're out in the sun for a while, you know, like when it's a shitty day and all of a sudden the sun comes out, you're happier, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
like that's like there's psychological stuff with it too. So man, the lighting for me has just been so much fun to just really be deep in that. And like, you know, I'll take a plant. It's ruined aquariums for me in a lot of ways, because I'll take a plant like Hygrophila pinnatophyta, and we'll roll that bad boy underneath like a halide, or we'll hit it in like full sun, and it's a completely different plant than what you'll see in your shop. Like I've got red right now, like you got jungle valve, I've got red valve, like tanks
Wow.
of red valve. Everyone's like, oh, it's dead. Like it's not dead at all. It's like so much light is hitting it that it's a reddish, like bronze color, and it's just
Yeah.
bronze valve. I've got hygros back there that are red and pink that no one will ever keep them in their aquarium like that.
Yeah.
They just it's like when I get underneath fluorescent lights, I'm like, meh. So lighting to me is something that's been really, really fun. It's been a, and it's like deep science too, like all that stuff I was just spitting about the ultraviolet and the infrared. There's like
Uh-huh.
nanometers in between, and certain nanometers like
Yeah.
tell plants it's time to eat, and certain nanometers make you happy, and certain nanometers cure this and that. So it's a real deep vein. It's just a lot of knowledge you can just it keeps going, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting that to speak on that topic, a buddy pond builder of mine, he went to like Seattle for a while. He moved up there, and then he's from Newport Beach kind of area, like
Oh yeah,
just Southern California, sunning all the time.
sure, yeah.
And like he moves up to like, you know, basically the clouds of
Oh,
Seattle, right? And within a few years, like he literally became depressed. And then he would go to the doctor, and he's like, just like, I feel terrible. I fucking don't like myself. And basically the doctor ordered him to move out of Seattle. He's like, you need to go back to California. Like you literally need the sun. He comes
dude.
back, and now he's all like good again. It's crazy.
That same thing with, I'm from Northern Ohio, right? And we have like gray, cloudy days or whatever. And man, I moved south of the Ohio River. And so like there's the Ohio River Basin, which is like all the Great Lakes and everything. And you have that cloud effect that comes over from like basically Cincinnati north up through like Detroit and Chicago and Cleveland and all, and Pittsburgh and all that. And it's always cloudy. Like there's just not a lot of sun. Dude, I moved down here, way more sunny days. And like just the thing is better. I'll tell you right now, like this place runs itself if it's a sunny day. I don't got to do shit. If it's sunny, everybody's walking around barefoot, like people slanging plants, like it's the greatest vibe ever. It's cloudy, man. You gotta like turn the halides on. Everybody cool. Everybody need lunch. Like it's a whole different game, man. It's all there's
Cool.
something
You
to
know,
that.
another thing about the sun, and I think it's such a good tie to the plants, and having the right light, like Dustin's fish tanks lighting system on your plant tank, you know, like it, and that makes the tank do so much better. And I think people miss that. And just to bring it back to humans and our human nature is like, I had a crew chief on my team, 10 years, every day he would just be like slathering on sunscreen, you know, like just, I don't want to get cancer. We're out working outdoors. Just recently, he was diagnosed with a lack of vitamin D3. He had some weird symptoms. I don't remember what they were. I can't tell you, but the doctor was basically like, you need to get out in the sun more. And he's like, I fucking work in the sun all day, every day. He's like, well, you probably need to like lighten up on the suntan lotion, bro. You just do too much. You need that sun to hit your body. It's good for you.
Check this out. So I am getting ready to go to Peru, right? And I'm gonna go to Peru, and it's August. So August is winter down there, right? Because they got the inverse seasons of us, because it's the southern hemisphere. So August is wintertime, and it's switched. I don't want to explain that anymore. But basically, that's
Okay.
it's their winter, right? So like it's winter, summer, going into summer there now.
Yeah.
So I'm going down there and so I'm going there and I'm talking to my boy's dad. We call him Thorough Furlow. So he's just this by the book doctor of shit, right? Super thorough.
Mhm.
And he looks at me straight in the eye. This is my friend's dad, who is a like old school doctor, like the type you see in the movies. And he's like, now, you're not going to be getting into the water while you are down there. And I'm like, I'll be in the water the whole time. But I gotta like tell my friends like thorough dad, I'm like, actually, Mr. Dr. Furlow, like, yes, I am going to be in the water. Cause he's like, now you know the CDC. And he like gives me like all these protozoans and shit that are gonna, you know, like the dick worms and like the whole thing, right? He
I was waiting for that one.
He goes into all of it, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna be in the water the whole time. Like I'm going there to catch fish, bro. Like I'm gonna be jumping in head first, drinking the shit. Like I'm in, right?
Yeah.
While I'm there, so he looks at me just with disgust too, just like,
you're gonna die.
Writes me the malaria medicine. Like this is like you know, probably pissed I'm hanging out with his son too. He's probably like, this son of a bitch. But so he writes the prescription for the malaria because that's a thing, and he tests my vitamin D levels because he's Thorough Furlow.
Yeah.
Tests my vitamin D levels. I'm deficient.
How come?
I work in a greenhouse, dude.
Oh,
how am I deficient? I don't wear sunblock, bro. Same thing. Vitamin D deficient.
You need to spend.
So the job, right?
Yeah.
Out play in the sun. Like,
yeah,
I feel better. It's like, it's literally like a deficiency that I have. I haven't had them tested forever because I know it and I just lean into it. But yeah, like same thing, man. I mean, like, it wasn't like a noticeable, like I didn't have like something that was like jacked up and that was why. But like, he's like, yeah, you're a little light on your vitamin D. I'm like, dude, it's August and I work in a greenhouse. Like what?
Yeah.
So it's part of the happiness too, man.
It is. So you didn't pee when you were in the water, did you?
All the time.
Oh, okay. So you didn't get no dick worm.
I don't care, man.
Yeah.
It'd be a better story. It'd be worth having it, dude. What if I had gotten it and I could sit here and tell you on a podcast that I had gotten the swim up your dick worm? Would have been worth having. No, I didn't get it. I was trying to get it. I swam with pink dolphins though.
Oh, I remember that. I remember seeing that. Unbelievable.
Let me tell you, dude, those things are connected to God, man.
I believe it.
There's some, I mean, like all animals are, all creatures are, but like, and I'm saying a God, higher power, whatever you want to do. Yeah. But bro, it's the second to last day. And this son of a bitch on the boat made a comment. And we're out, this is remote. We're talking like, there's no cell phones. Like I'm deep, right? And this dude says like, you know, like my whole family could be like messed up and I wouldn't even know right now. Which didn't sit well in my head because now I'm like tripping because I got like young kids at home and I'm like, oh shit, like my family something could be happening. You know, like just got in my own head, right? So like we're catching fish and I'm like, look, I've caught enough fish. Like all we've caught is fish. Like to the point where like I saw 500 angelfish like in a net. Like I'm good. I've seen enough fish.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I hear one of the dudes in the boat go buffeo, which is what they call these dolphins. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I read in the old Tropical Fish Hobbyist about these dolphins. Dude, I start walking. I walk like 20 yards away and I'm like, dolphins, like, oh shit. And now keep in mind, dolphins can hear like 200 yards above water. Like they can hear everything.
That's amazing.
They have echo sonar that tells them where the shit is, right? Like,
That's awesome.
So they have all this crazy stuff. So the dolphins are calling. And so they have all this stuff. So like I'm like they speak English, right? I'm like, dolphins.
Yeah.
So like one comes in front. And I'm like, ooh. And I'm like, dolphins, oh my God. All of a sudden, dude, one comes right next to me, dude. Like I'm talking like here, God. Like right, like right here. And I'm like, holy shit. Because now I'm scared because I got this 9-foot pink dolphin right next to me. Dude knew I was there. I was in his spot, you know, like I'm talking to him. He knew I was there. I was around, swam up behind me. I could have touched me. And then now I'm like petrified. I'm like, oh shit. Like now I'm in like waist high water. Am I about to get eaten? Like, is he coming back? And I was like, it was the craziest thing I've ever encountered in my life. It was like, what? And it was like they're a part of the fabric and the culture down there, dude. It was, it blew my mind. I'm still blown away by it. Like they just like saw me around. Like I've been around bottlenose dolphins and all that stuff in the northern hemisphere, but like this dude was like, nah, I'm gonna go swim next to this gringo and like say what right next to me. It's on video too. I actually have the camera.
Unbelievable.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Isn't it amazing how fish have taken you like, and like you could probably go anywhere in the United States and call up someone that you've sold plants to or something. They'd be open arms coming to my house. It's like the people that you've met and the places that this hobby has taken you is unbelievable. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's very cool like that, man. It's very cool like that. It's super cool that it's opened up a lot of doors. I got to do an aquascape at the Newport Aquarium where they were just like, dude, they were just like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That was so rad. It was like a, 5 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot cube. I mean, it was just sick. And I just like, whatever you want to do, man. And they had like resources too. They had like a budget and they had like all the shit I wanted. Like, what do you want? Do you want these rocks? You want those rocks? You want us to go eat your tree stump? Like, what do you? It was sick. Some of my best work. And so, yeah, it's super cool. I'm very grateful for that. I mean, I don't want to say like, I don't want to sound too arrogant here, but I've also like put in the work and been doing this shit since 2009. So like, you do anything for 15 years or 14 years, like it's hopefully you'll be getting somewhere. But yeah, man, it's definitely awesome. I've seen, like I've said before, I've seen some like really old guys that have like the most insane angel breeding setups in their basement and like whatever, man. It's super fun. Koi stuff. I get to see a lot of cool stuff,
Yeah.
Saw the CEO of Pilot gas stations, like mountainside pond with this is beyond what most of your viewers see, but I'm a screw this up, but a Momotaro bred Heisei Nasiki, I think is what it was called. It was the sickest fish I've ever seen.
Oh damn.
Yeah, dude, it was like straight out of Japan, like one of those Ogata farm, like Momotaro bred Heisei Nasiki. I don't know, but it was like, I was like, what is that? And it was just like the sickest, like full size koi, pure white, perfect dots. I mean, I was just like, huh? I met a koi named Walter who was 40. He's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 39. He's like, that koi right there, Walter, with the bent back, he's older than you. It's like a 48-year-old fish, like,
dude. So,
it's cool. It's very cool.
It's fun seeing all that stuff. Got another question coming through. Bobby Dreams wants to know about CO2 roots. He said that they absorb them through the roots in the dirted tank, but what about like a fish without, a tank without the fish and CO2, or what do you prefer?
Tank without the fish and CO2?
Okay, it says, would it be more preferred to have just a planted tank with no animals or a planted tank with CO2?
With animals, with it. Oh,
yeah.
Well, always with animals, right? It looks cooler. I don't know. Yeah. It's just the CO2. I would say you'd want the fish in there to give you a little bit more nitrate.
Yeah, I'm definitely more into the plants. It's interesting to tie this back to ponds. It's like, because there's water gardens or ecosystems or dedicated koi ponds or mud ponds, right? A lot of back in the days, there was just lily ponds. Like they'd only be like 12 inches deep. So the water would be really hot, right? So the water would be really warm. So the water lilies would grow like crazy. You wouldn't put koi in there because they jack them all up, right?
Right.
And so I mean, there's just all those different styles. Those particular ponds, they have to fertilize a lot. So you got these big water lilies, and they just have some minnows swimming around. So it's just more of a lily pond, and then but they're fertilizing the crap out of them. So no CO2, but same kind of philosophy.
Gotcha.
For me, it's all about the fish.
Yeah, dude. You gotta have them in there. I mean, it's just cool. I mean, I'm obviously I'm a plant guy, but like, I got fish all around.
For sure. Well, listen, let's kind of try and tie this up. I know you got some things going on. I want to is there any questions I missed that I should ask you? Anything you want to tell the audience?
Ask me about my fish, dude.
Tell me about what are your favorite fish? Besides,
my fish are fucking rocking right now. All right, I'll just straight up. Dustin's fucking fish tanks. What we call this, Andrew? Fucking Fish Friday. I don't know. I like the F.
Yeah.
Dude, recently I have just like gotten all right, so this goes back to the woo-woo stuff, right? So like anything you can do when you're a kid, that you're like 12 or whatever, that like makes you happy, do it. Man, goldfish made me happy. I have like 12 shabumpkin goldfish that I just adore, right?
Yeah.
12 that I adore, and another 12 that I'm about to adore. Got them from a transshipper, right? They come in shitty, like you might lose one. I didn't lose any, right?
Yeah.
I throw them in a 200-gallon thing. I love these fish. They're on a black basin. They got white. They're all calico and all crazy different colors. Dude, I love them. They greet me like I eat my lunch, like straight back through there, like just beyond the tree. They're rad as hell. I've got red root floaters is like one of my hot selling plants. And I've got this tilapia, like I got 2 tilapia.
Oh,
that
cool.
eat- you know, listen, they're dicks, but they eat the shit out of the azolla, which is a pest. So the red
Yeah.
root floater is what everybody wants. Nobody wants the azolla or the duckweed. These guys eat it. So I got like these fish that your job, bro, is to eat the azolla. And that's what they do. Like, so like they got their own.
You trained them?
No, I didn't train shit. They just did it on their own. So I got this like whole setup of like, you guys eat the azolla. So like the stuff comes in and we get like stuff on it. We put them in there. They naturally feed it, eat off of it. So I got like I got a cleaning crew, right?
Yeah.
And then I've got an Oscar named Django, which is an escaped slave name, which was named by a black guy who used to work here, which is why we're going to be able to get away with calling it that, I think.
Okay.
And so Django is this rad Oscar, and he's always looking at you. He's always cool. I inherited a pink pleco, a pink, like bright pink pleco that lives with Django. Dude, he's this big. He's so rad. He's just, and like, he just like puts up a fin, like when Django comes by, like, don't fuck with me. Like,
Yeah,
like that pleco.
You're going to get it.
Quiet kind of. Yeah, like you're gonna get it, dude. Like you could be all swimming all hard, but you come out here, you're gonna get this spike.
I'll shank you.
So I'll get you one right in the gill there. So they get along, and then I've got them. I've got the Oscar. We've got these little silver, platinum rice fish. We got them everywhere, dude. Everywhere.
Okay.
They breed like crazy. Yeah, but again, they're on a black liner, so you see them all the time.
Yeah.
And then we've got the golden, last but certainly not least, the golden dojo loaches, bro. I've got like 30 of them throughout the greenhouse, just in various spots living. I got a 150 with rainbows that's got like a ridiculous amount of golden dojo loaches. And like the weather on like a day like today, because they're weather loaches, they act crazy. So like you'll walk by a tank and they'll be like just acting a fool because the barometric pressure is changing. So
wow.
Yeah, it's fun, man. And it's like that's part of the thing where it's like I can just like, you know, I'm grinding in there, I'm doing what I got to do, and then I like go and I chill, and I'm like, I got to go eat lunch with the fish, and the fish are all like red. Oh, and we have the invisible fish basin.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
The invisible fish basin is hilarious because everybody asks me, because I'm like a plant guy. They're like, what are your fish gonna eat, or what plants can you keep with tinfoil barbs, or what plants can you keep with silver dollars? I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm a plant guy. Like, I don't keep that shit. And so I'm like, fuck it. So I got 12 of each of them. So I got a school of 12 tinfoil barbs and a school of 12 silver dollars, and they live in like about a 200-gallon basin, and I haven't seen them in months. So finally, because they're skittish and they're like all over. They suck, right? So finally, we inverted a 20 high, and I sucked the air out of it. You ever seen that trick?
Yeah.
You've seen it, right?
Yeah.
So I suck it. Well, it turns out when you breathe it in, it's not like just breathing in air. You're actually like sucking the water up. It's actually like hard ass work. So I'm like, so like this like water level rises, right? Well, now when I go to lunch, I stick my hand on there, I finger it out, I get the food up in there, and it goes up in, and then all the fish come up to the top. So I got this little like above the water line thing where all these like rad little fish swim. So those are like the little W's, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like you walk out and you're like, yeah, what's up, fish? Are y'all good? So it's man. So that's been fun. They got me excited.
So bro, I actually got some dojo loaches in an aquarium in my house right now.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're amazing fish. They're name a fish that's better. I mean, like if you had to like take a person and you were like, all right, you're just getting into the hobby, right? Like what do you want in a fish? Okay, if you're just getting a hobby, you want something you can't be that's hard to kill.
Yep.
Golden dojo loaches can take cold, can live with goldfish. They're hard to kill, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do you want? You want color. Okay. Boom. You got that. You want them to be active. Boom. You got that. You want personality. They let you eat at you. You could feed them with your hand. Can you not?
Yeah.
It'd be hard for me. They don't get too big. It'd be hard. I don't. They're probably my number one fish. If I had to like say, I'm trying to think of something that I could like if you had to just take one to an island, like I'm thinking it would be golden dojo loaches. It'd be hard to top it.
It's fun because we bring in loaches in the springtime, and then by the winter time we get pretty cold where we're at. So, but like we sell to a lot of places that can keep loaches year round. But like in our location, it gets kind of cold, so we would bring them into my garage, or I brought in some dojo loaches, goldies into my living room. But it's fun for us in the springtime. We have them there, and like little kids come in. I just put some like fish food in their hand, like the sinking pellets, like in their hand, and they just come right in their hands. It's just unbelievable. The kids go crazy with them. They love them.
They're amazing animals.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I mean, they're on the shirt for a reason, bro. I mean, like, why would I come on here? You knew it was coming. The shirt was
I knew.
This shirt, by the way, designed by my man Sam Flores, a artist out of San Francisco.
Uh-huh.
He goes, I'm like, bro, I need you to make a shirt. And he's like, I got you. So I like show him the fish. I'm like, send him a bunch of pictures. I'm like, you like whip up some art for me, right? And I'm like, and he's an artist, so I don't try to like mess with him. But of course, I'm like, well, this is my design on my shirt. So hey man, why don't you turn the loach head down? Why don't you just turn the loach head down? He goes, if I turn the loach's head down, it'll look like a penis. And I was like, yes, it will. And that was the name of my first Golden Dojo loach. It was BPP, which stands for Big Pink Penis. And that was the Golden Dojo loach. And he turned it down and it did look like a penis. And then I put it on an Instagram story and everyone's like, nah, dude, loach head up, turn the loach up.
You're like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, all right. But I was like, he had it. I was like, he knows. So. Yeah,
well, he knew it. He told you.
He nailed it, dude. Crushed it.
So Doreen wants to know if you can have golden loaches live at a small lily pond or a bog. I guess that depends on temperature.
Yeah, it depends on the temperature and predators and all that stuff.
Yeah. What's the coldest they can go down to?
I don't get them below 50.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you below that.
I think we've definitely had them a little bit below 50. But I wouldn't go much more. I'm not saying do that, but yeah. Yeah. So if you're in an area, you can keep them at 50. Like I said, we bring them in the winter. So
yeah.
All right, bro, let's wrap it so you can get on to I know you got a weekend coming up.
No, that's great, man. We're going to go cheer a football game here in a little bit. So not me or the girls. So.
And so if people wanted, I'm not going to share your cell phone number. So just so
you're not going to put it on the screen.
No, I'm not going to put it up on the like if
it doesn't matter because I'm not going to answer it. But
but if people want to get in touch with you, like what's the best way to like
Instagram,
if they have some questions? Yeah.
If they have questions, email greenhouse@dustinsfishtanks.com. Greenhouse@dustinsfishtanks if you have like something. But I mean, Instagram is where we live. We're there a lot. Instagram, it's DMs, tag us, whatever. Instagram
and just hit dustinsfishtanks.com if they want to get
dustinsfishtanks.com.
Some of your amazing lighting.
Or we do sell plants too. That whole greenhouse thing behind us, we got some pretty fly plants, everything growing underwater. So
yeah, cool.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for pinning me down to do this, man. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll do it again soon. So let me wrap this up and say goodbye to everyone.
Cool.
Thank you so much for your ears and attention on today's podcast. What a great podcast with, again, the titan of aquatic plants, Dustin Wunderlich. Great to have him on. Do the world a favor. You know what I want you to do? Share the podcast with some friends and family and some people in your community that want to get aquatic stuff going on in your gardens. Because when we have better contractors, better entrepreneurs, better aquariums and aquatic things going on in the world, then the world by default will become a better place.